Sunderland defeated Chelsea 2-1 yesterday. No, it was not a dream. I did wake up this morning a little bit dazed and confused because I forgot the clocks went back. But yes, I woke up this morning, I checked the league table. It did happen. Sunderland won 2-1 at Stamford Bridge. And what a win it was. I'm not going to talk about it in this video, go through a little bit of analysis, but really just bask in the glory of the win. Also, everyone, if you could please subscribe if you haven't already. We're nearly on 2,000 subscribers, which is massive. I'd appreciate that. Also, also comment below, give me your thoughts and feelings on this Sunderland win. And I'll also cheekily plug my book, which is out now at the ALS shop. So I will leave a link in the description to buy this. It's £10. It's a crossword book, a perfect Christmas present. Okay, let's dive into the meat of the video. And I want to start by talking about the tactical shape. And I didn't really talk about this on the live stream yesterday after the game, mainly because when I was watching the game during a Halloween party. So while I had noticed, of course, there was a change in shape and how we were playing, I didn't want to go too much into depth on it because I hadn't really analysed the game enough. But now I've sort of watched back, extended highlights. I can see certainly the change of the five at the back, which I've been talking about a lot on this channel, and I've been an advocate of trying this, particularly away from home and particularly against the teams with better resources than us. But I think that this may on the face of it look like a defensive change. I think some people look at it back five as being very defensive. But I think if you watch the way Sunderland played yesterday, it was very progressive how we did it. We had a 5 when we were defending, and we defended with a 5-4-1. But when we were in possession, we gave license to our centre-backs to really break through. And Chelsea, at times, didn't really have an answer for, say, a Dan Ballard breaking through the middle of the park, and they're like, what is this centre-back doing? Geertruida, he's doing the same thing. Mukwele, he's doing the same thing. And because we had this back five, it meant that our defenders had a bit more freedom to roam around, which makes it very difficult for Chelsea to pick up on players, particularly when you've got players like Marc Cucurella, who just had no interest in defending at all yesterday, and we exploited things like that throughout the game. And I think that is one of the reasons why I wanted this back five. We can also talk about set pieces and the throws and stuff. We obviously scored from that. It causes carnage. For us, obviously, we've got Mukwele, who is a centre-back, throwing it in. But it means we've got two centre-backs in the box. We've obviously got other big physical players in and around that. Which, for me, it sort of just shows why this can work for us. And look, I don't think when we play Everton at home, for example, we should be lined up with a back five. But I certainly think when we go to Stamford Bridge, when we play Arsenal at home in a few weeks' time, play other, sides competing at the top end of the table, particularly away from home, I see no reason why we can't shift to this system, and we saw the positives of that in this game. And let's talk about the winning goal, because I think the winning goal for me is the most interesting. You've got Geertruida, whatever his name is. I always say it wrong, and I always change every single time, so there we are, just deal with it. He plays the long ball, though, and what was interesting for me, even though Brian Brobby, insane, and I saw a tweet after the game that he was holding up the M1 on the way home. But yeah, he's holding the ball up fantastically. But if you watch that attack, who's the players that are running to join him in attack? And it's our centre-back, Geertruida, and Talby obviously scores the goal. But Geertruida runs from playing the long ball. He follows that all the way up to the edge of the box. In Chelsea, if you see on Match of the Day, they put up the zoomed out camera. Chelsea players have no desire to get back and defend that Caicedo and whatnot. And that's how we end up scoring the goal. We just wanted it more than them. It was the 93rd minute, and they sort of, I don't know if they just thought, well, Sunderland aren't a threat, or they just thought, we think our defenders will deal with this. But we showed desire to join that attack and score the goal. They didn't show the desire to defend it. And I think that's the thing with this team. As much as we can talk about the technical quality and how good we are all those things, but we have got legs. We have legs for days. The running that this team puts together, and I don't have the running stats at hand, but I would guess we've outran every single team this season in the Premier League that we've played against, save for maybe Burnley away. But every other game, we have pretty much outran every single team. And I think that has to be a testament to the players, has to be a testament to the coach and staff and everything else as well. And you look at the opening goal we scored, we talk about the desire, the fact that, it's a long throw. And look, people like Jamie Carragher are whinging about long throws, but we're getting massive success from it. We saw Brentford as well against Liverpool getting massive success for it. I even saw Liverpool trying it towards the end of the game when they needed a goal. And I think we're getting huge success from this long throw because of our desire. And even when you don't win the first ball, it's our ability to win the second balls, which is really, really hurting teams. And, we keep getting massive success from it. And I think we should just continue on with it because we are a problem to deal with in this Premier League this season. And I think that's the main takeaway that I am seeing from the Sunderland team this season. It's the fact that we are a massive pain in the arse to play against. We are horrific. We don't give any space in the central areas. And Chelsea, they talked about it being an off day. We are making it an off day for teams. And that's why when Enzo Maresca at the end of the game says his team didn't play well, blah, 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 it's not his team didn't necessarily play well. It's the fact that we defended it well and didn't give them the areas of the pitch that they wanted. We did not go to Stamford Bridge and pay them so much respect that they were able to dictate the game. What we do is we keep them out the centre of the pitch and hurt their best players and, and don't let them have the time on the ball. And, Enzo Fernandez, one of the best players in the world, he struggled in this game. And all the Chelsea, attacking players, we dealt with and nullified them, which is why, they leave the game thinking they didn't play well. Well, I don't think it's a case of they didn't play well. I think it's a case of us just being able to nullify their strengths and also take advantage of their weaknesses. So I think this moves me on nicely. What is the ceiling for this team? And that's a really interesting thing to talk about because we on this channel, and pretty much every Sunderland channel, we have been looking at the relegation battle. And for me, I am always somebody who looks at, survive first. And that's what I was like in the Championship. I always wanted us to hit 50 points as soon as possible so we didn't have to worry about relegation. And I'm still like that right now with the Sunderland team. I want to see us hit the 40-point mark, 35, 40-point mark. We're about halfway there to the 35-point mark, which I think is, massive credit to this team after 9 games. And I think as well, I am all aboard people getting carried away with this and thinking that, we could finish in Europe or have an amazing season and one for the ages. I think we deserve that as a fan base to do that because when we were losing away from home in League One and going to grounds like Fleetwood and Accrington Stanley and Burton Albion and getting relegated by Burton Albion at the Championship, when all those things were happening, you would never have dreamed that Sunderland would be in the position they're in right now. And even if it is a flash in the pan moment and, we do finish 17th or you even get relegated, we still could never have dreamed that we'd be in the position where we're going to Stamford Bridge and winning games. So I think Sunderland fans dream about it, think about it, think we can achieve massive things this season. I think we deserve that as a fan base. But I think in terms of what we can actually achieve, I think it's very clear that the recruitment for this team and the management for this team, it's all been put together in a meticulous way where success looks realistic. Every single game I look at us, and even the games we got beat this season, fundamentally we've been strong in the games. We've maybe lacked a little bit of quality here and there, not taking our chances. Burnley, we could have scored a goal early on. We probably win the game. Man United, if we score that goal early on, we probably win the game. And I think that that's the thing with this team. We are in every single game, and I think you look at the boxes that you need to tick as a team and what the Premier League looks like this season, because the Premier League has transitioned quite a bit this season. It's a very different league to what we were looking at, even last season. And now it's all about strength and athleticism and pace and legs around the pitch. And this team has all those things, tenacity as well thrown in there. And when we are playing in these coin flip games, like yesterday it was a coin flip game settled by a goal. We are winning these games because we have desire. We see that with the second goal we scored yesterday. We have the desire to run up the pitch in the 93rd minute, send our centre-back up to cause carnage. Chelsea didn't. They didn't trap those men back. That is why we win that game of football, because we took the risk and we showed the desire and we're like, do you know what? It's a 93rd minute, we're knackered, but we are still going to bomb on and try and get the winning goal. And that is why this football team is a very good football team, because you can't teach those things. Those players are making decisions on the pitch. The manager isn't saying to Geertruida in the 93rd minute, run, go for it. He's made a decision himself as a player to hit the long ball and go, do you know what? I'm going to bomb here because I can make a difference in this attack. And that is why this Sunderland team are a pain in the arse to play against, because we are not conforming to what newly promoted teams should do. Because if this was Ipswich, I hate to pick on Ipswich, and I always do, so sorry Ipswich. If there's any Ipswich fans watching, I'm sorry. But if this was Ipswich last season, they're drawn 1-1 at Stamford Bridge. They are not sending their centre-back forward in the 93rd minute. They clear that ball to Brian Brobby, and they just let Brian Brobby probably run it out and maybe hope to win a corner. That's what they're doing. What we do is we show the desire to go, do you know what? We can win this game. We're going to take that risk, send the centre-back forward, and try and win the game. And that is why I love this Sunderland team right now, because I think we are just full of energy and legs and everything a football fan wants from their team. You see the connection with the supporters and the players and the management. Everyone is on the same hymn sheet. the noise that the away fans are making. I've seen so many Chelsea fans talk about that Sunderland fans have been the best away fans they've seen. And this is a constant theme. The limbs we're getting at home games, all that sort of stuff. It's all just coming together nicely. And this is just a perfect melting pot of Sunderland becoming an absolute force in the Premier League right now. I also want to talk about Regis Libris. I'm so excited right now. I can't even pronounce people's names right. But I want to talk about him at Lorient because in his first season there, they finished 10th. But after 10 games, they were second in the league table. I think they won 7 or 8 of their first 10 games. They had an incredible start to that season and they ended up finishing 10th. So we can maybe say that he's got a good record of starting seasons with his teams and then maybe coming off the boil. And we saw that a little bit with Sunderland last season. We started the season fantastically. We did slowly sort of come off the boil towards, in the middle part of the season and towards the end. But what I would say to that is that while, yes, those things are true, this is the first time he's actually had a squad of players that is built for a full season. At Lorient, they are a team that plays on a shoestring. I imagine budget-wise that season, they were probably in the bottom 3. Sunderland may be budget-wise in the bottom 3, but we can see with the quality of players we have and the depth that we have as a team, that just isn't true. And I think that Sunderland may, there could be constant. I imagine we will see, pundits talking about this at some point. The second half of the season he had at Lorient and the relegation he had the next year. But I don't think that those things are relevant. And that's why I want to include this in here, because I feel like it's a narrative we may hear, because we've already heard the easy fixture narrative. We've already heard other narratives around Sunderland and why, this achievement that we've achieved so far in this season is not worth celebrating. And just to finish off, let's look ahead. And I've just knocked over my microphone. But let's look ahead. We've got Everton next. We've got Arsenal after that at home. And I think, for us, because we've picked up 6 points, which was basically, I thought we beat Wolves, we maybe get a draw off Everton if we pick up a point per game in the month. Not too bad. That was my sort of thought process. But we've obviously already beaten that. We've got 6 points from the 2 games. So now we go against Everton on Monday Night Football. I don't know how they'll approach it. Are they going to come and defend? Are they going to come and try and protect the point? Are they going to come and have a go? I'm not sure. They're not a great road team. So they may come with a plan to defend, and that's kind of what I'm expecting. I think Everton are going to hopefully try and, for them, sit in and sort of counter-attack on us. I think that is probably their road to success, because now Sunderland are in second in the Premier League. I think there is going to be a change of attitude to playing us. People are no longer going to look at us as maybe a game that you have to win. They maybe go, do you know what, we'll go to the stadium light and we'll happily take a point. So that's going to be really, really interesting. Obviously, Arsenal after that. And look, if we beat the Everton game, if we beat Everton in the game, then we go into Arsenal next week, and that should be first v second, which is madness. And then that's the test. We've come out these 2 games, and if we beat Everton, we go in that Arsenal game with a real chance of showing everyone in world football that this Sunderland team is serious. And that is the point where I am going to decide whether or not, this team is going to be more than just a relegation-y bottom 6 team. If we go and we get a win against Everton and get something against Arsenal, then I think you can begin to wonder if this team is a little bit more serious than just trying to finish 17th in the Premier League. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe when Elliot 2000. Please have a look at the book, the crossword book. It is fun, so I've heard. £10 from the LR shop. I'll put the link in the description. And yeah, please subscribe and comment and all that good stuff. And we'll catch you for another video. We'll be recording with All Ending tomorrow night. So we'll have all them videos. We'll have propaganda. We'll have the match review. We'll have an Everton match preview as well. So all that will be coming next week. I'm also speaking with James Copley on Wednesday. So that video will probably go out on Thursday next week. So that'll be all good fun. Thanks for watching, everyone. And we'll see you soon.